everyone, welcome to Science Lab. The signs are happening because Jesus is coming.
Every day we are looking at some of the great signs that are happening around us. In this episode, we are going to see some of the strange signs that are taking place in the sky.
In the previous episode, we have seen some of strange lights flashing here and there around the world. Today, we are going to investigate into the strange lights appearing in the sky.
On March 13, 1997, residents of Phoenix, Arizona started reporting a formation of bright lights moving over their heads. The cluster of lights was seen by as many as 20,000 people, making it one of the biggest mass UFO sighting of all the time.
The event was caught on video from multiple angles and has been famous among ufologists and alien fanatics ever since. Can these strange lights be explained, or were they of alien origin?
At 8:15 p.m., Arizona police received a call from a man named John Casey. He claimed he could see a cluster of light moving in a V formation over his house in Prescott. Only half an hour later, those same police were inundated with calls as thousands of people in Phoenix reported the same V of flying lights above them. Early eyewitnesses saw the lights moving in unison over the city. But around 10 p.m., the reports changed. People stopped claiming to see the lights moving in a V formation and reported 9 of them hovering over the Sierra Estrella mountain range. Shortly afterwards, the light disappeared behind the mountains. The story was picked up by local media. Many residents believed the lights were from giant V-shaped alien spaceship. Arizona Governor Fife Symington even had to address the story at a press conference. He tried to make light of the situation by bringing an aide dressed as an alien on stage. It wasn't until 4 months later in July that the US military finally came forward with an explanation. Local Army Captain Eileen Benzier claimed that a squadron of A-10 jets had been flying over Luke Air Force Base, a US air base southwest of Phoenix. The jets had been on a training exercise, Operation Snowbird, and had to drop a series of high-flying flares, which people then mistook for the alien lights. 3 Maryland's pilots came forward to confirm the official story. They say they were flying that night. But if this is true, it still only explains part of the mystery. According to Captain Benzie, Operation Snowbird began at 10 p.m. It cannot then explain all the sightings that occurred earlier that day, especially those seen in Prescott, far away from the area of the operation. On top of this, the reports of early sightings don't seem to fit the behavior of flares. As journalist Tony Ortega worked out, if the lights were above Prescott at 8:15 and Phoenix at 8:45, they must have moved at 400 miles an hour. That's pretty fast flare. Surprising new witnesses have further complicated the story. In April 2017, actor Kurt Russell told The One Show that he was flying his personal plane over Phoenix when he saw 6 orbits of light darting across the city. He called them into air traffic control, who said that there was nothing in their flight plan. Also, despite dismissing the incident in their press conference in 2007, Governor Fife Symington claimed he had witnessed the event too, saying, "As a pilot and a former Air Force officer, I can definitely say that this craft did not resemble any man-made object I'd ever seen." Furthermore, he claimed that as governor, he requested information from the commander of Luke Air Force Base and the general of the National Guard, both of whom were just as confused as he was by the incident. However, the rapid movement of these flares can be explained if you see them as 2 separate, unrelated instances. Reporter Janet Gonzalez says footages show the lights seen over Prescott were just a formation of planes moving together. Mitch Stanley, a witness who observed the light through a telescope, confirmed this analysis that it was actually just a squadron of jets. And while many witnesses in Phoenix claimed the V formation was silent, witnesses in quieter areas like Prescott recalled hearing a whooshing noise like a jet engine. The 9 lights seen after 10 p.m. in Phoenix could be military flares from Operational Snowbird, which would also explain the change in the number of lights people claim to see. The Phoenix lights have since appeared again in 2007 and 2008, although this time the military were quick to explain these events as training exercises conducted by F-16 aircraft. The explanation that the Phoenix lights were not one but 2 separate events has some pretty compelling evidences behind it. Yet there are plenty of unanswered questions. If the earlier lights were a formation of jets, what were they doing there? Why haven't their pilots come forward to put the story to rest? And why did air traffic control not find any squadron flights in their schedule? Unfortunately, even amongst all the frantic phone calls and investigations about the sightings, no one thought to request the radar tapes from the FAA. Radar tapes are typically deleted after 11 days, meaning the best lead on the light is gone forever. We may never know the full truth behind the mystery of the Phoenix Lights.
In January 2015, YouTube user and ufologist StreetCap1 caused a stir in media headlines worldwide when they accused NASA of cutting their live video feed cam from the International Space Station just as a mysterious white object appears to rise over Earth's horizon.
Over the following months, StreetCap1's YouTube video blamed just one of many officials' recordings of UFOs, uploaded by ufologists who believe NASA censor their output as part of their alien cover-up.
The low quality of these videos has drawn criticism from scientists and ufologists alike. Nigel Watson, author of the UFO Investigations Manual, warns that the images suggested to be UFOs could actually be a speck of dust or a glint of sunlight. He says the space station's camera feed often turns off when it is switching cameras, or too out of range from Earth to broadcast. So while not everyone is convinced that the space station footage provides evidence of extraterrestrial, ufologists claim NASA has recorded other proof. The YouTube channel Paranormal Cubicle believes that the Mars Curiosity rover recently captured footages of tip of a pyramid. They suggest this is evidence of an ancient civilization on the planet. Meanwhile, Dr. Michael Sala on the website Exopolitics states that the pyramid is just one of the many artificial and biological objects that has been photographed on Mars that NASA has ever since attempted to cover up. Most recently, the Curiosity rover took a picture of what looks like a woman on the surface of Mars. Could this be a Martian? Not all scientists are convinced. Astronomy professor Dr. Jim Bell dismissed the supposed pyramid as a small volcanic rock, arguing that Martian volcanic rocks breaks in very sharp, angular ways in same way they do on Earth. Meanwhile, the woman could be just an optical illusion, part of the phenomenon known as spheroidia that also gave us the famous face on Mars. Simply put, our brains recognizes faces and other objects where they don't actually exist. Whilst accusations of an alien cover-up by NASA rely largely on blurry photos and internet conspiracies, in 2008 retired NASA astronaut and one of the few men to have ever walked on the moon, Dr. Elgar Mitchell revealed in an interview that during his time at NASA, he was aware of several UFO visits, but each one had been covered up. Mitchell described the aliens as having advanced technology resembling little people who look strange to us. Despite these claims, Mitchell couldn't provide any evidence for the existence of aliens or a NASA cover-up. NASA has since refuted the accusations, stating that they are not involved in any cover-up about alien life on this planet or anywhere in the universe. Mitchell has since admitted that he has never seen a UFO and that his statement about the worldwide cover-up of UFOs was just speculations on his part. However, in April 2015, NASA's chief scientist Ellen Stofan made the startling admissions that NASA will find alien life by 2025. Concentrating on our own solar system, scientists at NASA believe that signs of alien life might be found in the massive oceans that cover Saturn's moon, Enceladus, or Jupiter's moon, Europa. Other scientists believe microbial life could even be found as close as the surface of Mars. Meanwhile, data generated by the Kepler telescope revealed that there could be as many as 40 billion Earth-sized planets in our Milky Way, all capable of hosting life.
So far, we saw some of strange signs that are taking place in the sky. Don't go anywhere. Let's meet after a short break. Welcome back to Science Lab. The signs are happening because Jesus is coming. Before the break, we saw some of strange signs that are taking place in the sky. Now, let's continue. Unidentified flying object means an object which we haven't seen or made in the earth. Likewise, the term alien means a person or a thing which is not of this earth. It may be anything, angels or demons or beings from the sphere. Only time will tell what it is. But what we know is that strange things are happening in the sky.
On September 16, 1994, Emily Trim was one of 62 children at Zimbabwe's Eril School who claimed to witness an alien visit. The elementary students said that they saw some mysterious flashes of light overhead. When the mesmerizing blinking stopped, it became clear that these were actually an aircraft.
The UFOs landed in a wooded area beside the school on 2-meter-tall humanoids materialized on its roof. In the 2 decades since the incident, experts from all over the world have tried and failed to debunk the sightings, leaving many with no doubts that it actually happened.
According to witnesses, the first humanoid was wearing an ill-fitted black suit. He had enormous eyes, a squanky neck, and a lank black hair. He was soon joined by another similar-looking creature. The figures walked towards the children as if in a daze. When they noticed the kids, they returned to the spaceship and disappeared. Some witnesses said the aliens warned them about the devastating impact of human activity on Earth's natural resources before leaving. These informations were delivered telepathically. What makes the story especially remarkable is the fact that all the children told the same version of events. Early, when the school's headmaster Colin McKee selected 35 children to draw what they had witnessed, they all depicted the same scene. Given how soon after the incident this took place, it is significant that the children recalled the event almost identically. One terrified child told investigators, "I swear by every hair on my head and the whole Bible that I am telling the truth." Curiously, Zimbabwe had experienced its first reported mass UFO sightings earlier that very week. 2 days before the incident, thousands of people across Zimbabwe claimed that they had seen an UFO hurling across the sky. Neither UFOs nor aliens exist in Zimbabwe's national culture. The sightings cannot therefore be explained as an episode of mass hysteria, nor can the school sightings according to medical experts. Harvard Medical School psychiatry professor John Mack traveled to Zimbabwe to interview the children who witnessed the incident. Professor Mack, a Pulitzer Prize-winning biographer and highly respected psychiatrist, was convinced that they were telling the truth. The BBC sent a camera crew to interview the children. Tim Leach, director of the BBC Zimbabwe's bureau at the time, said that hearing the testimony completely changed his perspective on life and the universe. Describing its transformational effect, he said, "I wouldn't change it for the world." It is also interesting that the 62 children have stood by their statements in adulthood. They are not profiting from standing by their claims, but have nonetheless maintained their story. However, many respected medical professionals question the authenticity of Professor Mack's alien research. This includes senior staff at Harvard Medical School. Suspicion over his findings eventually led to anonymous faculty members secretly investigating his work. This was the first time in the university's history that a tenured professor had been under investigation. According to journalist William H. Hornan, the result was a highly critical report. Although Mack retained his job, he lost considerable professional respect for his work on UFO sightings and alien abductions. Much of this skepticism comes down to the absence of proof for aliens or UFOs. Besides witness statements, there is no proof that the Earth has ever received an extraterrestrial visit. In the year 2000, a leaked British Ministry of Defence report titled Unidentified Aerial Phenomena in the UK concluded that suspected UFOs incidents are almost certainly attributable to physical, electrical and magnetical phenomena in the atmosphere and ionosphere. They appear to originate due to more than one set of weather and electrically charged conditions and are observed so infrequently as to make them unique to the majority of observers. There have been no scientific developments since the report's release to suggest otherwise. The same is true for alien life itself. In 2016, a study conducted at the Harvard Smithsonian Center for Astrophysics concluded that there is a high probability that intelligent aliens may not exist for another trillion years. Scientist and the report's lead author, Avi Loeb, explained that humans may actually be an anomaly in the universe, as we cannot be certain that other intelligent life exists. 4 days after the event in 1994, A search team arrived at the site looking for proof of the alien visit. The team used a Geiger counter, metal detector, and magnetometer to test for traces of radioactivity and any mysterious objects. Despite extensive searching, nothing unusual was found at the scene. Furthermore, teachers at the school said in interviews that there were around 250 children playing outside at the scene of the landing. The 62 children who witnessed the incidents are outnumbered by those who didn't. This discrepancy strongly suggests that whatever occurred in the playground that day was not as tangible as it first seemed. Some aspects of the Zimbabwe UFO incident and its aftermath defied logical explanation. However, there is no hard proof it ever took place, and scientists now suggest intelligent alien life may not even exist yet. All the same, the Zimbabwe incident remains compelling because of the sheer number of witnesses. It also remains shrouded in mystery.
Never before in the history of the humankind, we are discovering the depths of the universe, and we are about to understand the universe as a whole. Why there are strange things that are happening all around the world. Lord Jesus Christ listed out all the signs that will happen before His coming, and one of them is there will be fearful sights and great signs from heaven. Lord Jesus Christ not only said fearful sights will appear, but great signs from the heaven.
All this shows that what is mentioned in the Bible is going to take place in the end times are taking place in our lifetime. We are living in the last days, and the Lord Jesus Christ is coming again very soon. Thank you for watching this episode. Don't forget to tune into the Science Lab next time.
Before we end the show, we would like to ask you a question from this episode. What does UFO means? Option A, unidentified flying object. Option B, universal flying orb. Option C, unidentified fearful object.
If you know the correct answer, send it to our email ID sciencelab@angeltv.org. If you have missed any of the episodes, don't worry, you can watch it again and again in our Science Lab YouTube page. But don't forget to like, share and comment on the video.
Ask your friends and relatives to watch the Science Lab so that they will know that we are living in the last days. Remember, signs are happening because Jesus is coming.
Maranatha.